Hello, everyone. This is Ravindran Thirulinganathan, a student of University of East London, and I am doing my bachelor's in airline and airport management. So, I have created this particular video to make other people understand about the background information of aviation or airline industry as well as the United Kingdom's aviation sector. And the main aim and objectives of this video are to talk about number one, the wide knowledge of current UK aviation or airline industry. Number two, the employment statistics and analytical framework of staffing and career pathways. The regulatory and legal aspects and the industry and product development. And finally, I will discuss about the passenger experience and feedback. So, if we see the history of the aviation, it's the first commercial aviation flight took off around 100 years ago. The first journey was only 34 kilometers. The industry grown up with all the scientific invention to the unbelievable place. Today flights carry big amount of cargo and hundred of passengers amount almost 49 billion kilometers annually, with over 1,400 scheduled airlines and 26,000 aircrafts in service. Over 3,900 airports and 773 air navigation service providers. Aviation is helping to develop unbelievable network in between service travelers and businesses in every corner of the world. The latest forecast indicates that the air traffic volume will be doubled in the next 15 years. Mainly, aviation provides worldwide significant social benefits, supporting sustainable development goals as well. More importantly, this sector sustains in the future of the aviation. So, the aviation industry is very successful in UK, connects travel and businesses, and it plays big role in economic growth, development of variable skills, employment, and investments within the local communities. Sustainable aviation is the long-term strategy and a plan which sets out the collective approach of UK aviation to handling the challenge of ensuring clean, quieter and smarter future of the industry. UK aviation trying to achieving net zero emission by 2050, which is a very good sign for the aviation industry, through an international approach working with the governments around the world and through the UN. As we discussed, aviation sector, I like to elaborate about the airline industry in UK as well. The UK has the third largest aviation network in the world. Airlines UK members employed in excess of 90,000 people, served over 276 million passengers, and carried around 1.32 million tons of cargo. UK airlines played very important part in the UK economy. For example, it supports around 2 million jobs. And also, air transport connects the United Kingdom to cities around the world. airlines, airports, operators, on-site enterprises, aircraft manufacturers, and air navigation service providers employ 53,000 people in UK, and by buying goods and services from local suppliers. The sector supported another 419,000 jobs. On top of this sector is estimated to support the future 294,000 jobs through the wages it pays to its employees. So now, let's talk about the regulatory framework of the airline or airport industry. So the main three types of regulatory framework are ICAO, IATA and ACI. So mainly, the function of ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, is to manage the safety, air navigation and efficiency. And also they play a major part in air crash investigation processes, which is very important in this aviation industry. And the next framework is the IATA, International Air Transportation Association. So the first priority is safety, and its goal is to continually improve safety standards, notably through IATA's Operational Safety Audit, IOSA. So, when it comes to the regulatory framework for UK registered aircrafts, when we look at the UK Part 21 aircraft especially, aircraft in this category were previously managed by EASA, European Aviation Safety Agency, and also these are regulated under UK regulation. So, according to Eric Vulgano-Salas, April 19th, 2022, one of the global hubs and economic leaders, the United Kingdom plays a crucial role in the international aviation industry. Seems like very important achievements and developments in the UK aviation was happened after the 1970s. Currently, the aviation industry in the UK continuously contributes to the further achievements of the global passenger air travel opportunities. Less than 30 years of the time, marvelous amount of passengers arriving and departing at airport terminals in the UK. Almost tripled by 2019, over 296 million people were transported by air in the UK. But everything turned around in 2020 as a COVID pandemic took over the world by storm, as you all know. By 73.7 million arrived at UK airports in that year. So, as Vulgano-Salas explains, the volume for inbound or outbound air traffic has doubled from 1992 to 2020. This is based on available statistical information. An example of Heathrow was the busiest airport in the UK, which was in 2021, with almost 19.4 million passengers handled, which is more than Gatwick and Stansted. Next, I want to discuss about the current ongoing issues, complaints, and challenges in the UK aviation and the airline industry. Flightworks blog says aviation sector has had going through a very rough situation. Last few years, for example, ban for passengers entry and mainly travel restriction was bringing the industry to a halt in 2020 and 21. Eventually, the situation has got better. Still, unfortunately, things have remained, though, tough for the airline and aviation sector in the UK. The second issue in the industry or airline or aviation industry in the UK is the high pricing and increase of high fuel price. In the UK, in April 2022, inflation was at 9% and expected increase further. Airline and the other sector in the aviation are facing higher costs in many areas, from supplies to airport fees. For example, due logistics issues as well as the conflict issues in the Eastern Europe. The next, one of the major challenges in the industry in the UK is labour shortages and staff dissatisfaction. Because of this situation, hospitality and aviation are badly hit. For example, after the situation got sorted in May 2022, global aviation traffic was up by 83.1%. In the meantime, the staff laid during the pandemic, getting the back training and security cleared quickly is proving a challenge. Currently, another challenging part in the industry is changing the passengers' demographics and trends, especially with the rise, pricing and the cost of living. Passengers, businesses, companies look further to reduce the spending and avoiding the unnecessary traveling. Because of this current situation, many companies use private air transportation. For example, the sector is expected to emerge up by 10% globally from pre-pandemic levels. So, if we look at the situation overall, there are some issues, difficulties and challenges in aviation at the moment for both operators as well as the passengers. The current issues and challenges are not short-term either, and no one expects them to be resolved quickly. Longer term, the sector in the aviation and airlines and travelers will adopt but higher fares, more use of private aviation and changed operator or airport relations are likely to remain. According to the available information, to resolve this problem slowly or faster, first, instead of having full-time workers, the airline or airport industry can hire more part-time workers as well, which gives more opportunities to the students who are specializing in this sector. Training more people to work more efficiently in the industry, which increases the multitasking skills among the workers. Last but not the least is to improve the customer satisfaction, which is very important in this aviation or airport industry. Needs proper supervision and developing more customer service skills among the staffs. So, finally, I would like to say that this aviation and airline industry is one of the most demanding industry in the world. So, there should be more time for the students to work as part-time in the airline and airport industry to build their careers to a higher level. So thank you very much for listening to my video. Thank you.